Hello everyone, this is Paula, and we are officially into the fall season as far as I'm concerned. And I want to show you the little cards that we did mixed media on the other day. This is 2 of them, and I just stitched around in red. But this is the side that had the mixed media. Now, I haven't finished all of them, but those 2 are going to go in this book. Okay, the leaves and the fall. And then, of course, some of them I've not finished. And, of course, you get the little backs to them there. And here's the other one. Simple. You know, the embossing paste did dry. This one I sewed on crooked, and I thought, well, I like the way it looks. I'm just going to leave it. And so here's a couple more. But they dried much better than they looked initially, I felt like. And so those are the ones that I'll have for the next time I do a fall book. So I don't know if I'm going to do 1 or 2 fall books. It's going to depend. I've been having to take I just got over my hand surgery, and my husband's got to have carpal tunnel done. So we're just kind of bouncing all over the place. So I'm not going to show you the front of the book decorated yet because I want it to be a surprise. And I think you're going to really love it. This is a beautiful trim that I put on the side. And yeah, and it's orange and green and brown stripes. And so I think it looks real fall-like. So I've already laid the embellishments in here for the book where they're going to go, because I made most of them. Okay, so this is going to be a book that's had a lot of time put on it. And it has a beautiful digital. I mean, it just has some beautiful digital pages. Just pay attention as you go along. It's definitely fall foliage. And so, I thought what we'd do is start off by just gluing things in. And I'll show you the things I made as I go along. This is out of a time card. I folded the bottom up. I had to shorten the width of the library card, but that was okay. I really liked the way it turned out. So I hope you guys do too. Then I put in a little jack-o'-lantern, which is really the only thing that's got a hint of Halloween in this book. It's strictly really fall. But that one's going to go there. Now, I'm going to start gluing things in as we go because we got to get on to the next book. And the next book. And the next book. Now, these are pretty sturdy. I'm not going to put a pocket behind it. I'm trying to not over decorate to where the book is just impossible to open. I know a lot of people don't like that. And it's hard to stop, honestly, when you're decorating. But I've decided you guys need to be able to have some fun with it, right? So I'm going to put this as close to center as I can get it. And these are kind of hard to get them to lay down sometimes. And they're already wanting to slide around. And I hope I can get this one to stay down. I usually put a lot of things toward the edges so I can clip them. And so the owner will not have problems with them trying to pop up or something. I've never had anybody complain of that, so I think they stay down pretty good. But you've got to be able to keep the glue off of everything as well. So that's what I'm going to be attempting today. Keep my fingers cleaned. And I'll probably have to weight this down to get it to stay down on the edges. But I do want to get the glue, any glue that's up here, off. But I don't want my paper to fall apart in the process, you know. And so I'm trying to do it gentle. Because some paper you can put this adhesive remover on, or this eraser, whatever you want to call it. But it's made to remove adhesive and so forth. I'm going to turn it upside down so I can see what I'm dealing with on this side. Yeah, see, there's a lot of it. I'm so sorry, guys. And I made sure I didn't bend it close to the edge. Sometimes it's just crazy how it just wants to seep out. And that's because I have a bad habit of not going ahead and smoothing my glue out before I lay it down. Because I feel like that kind of thins out the glue, you know. And I want to make sure that there's plenty to hold it down. So I feel like the sticky is not wanting to get better. It just keeps coming out. So let's do the best we can to get it out of here. I don't want this front page, you know, sticking to something. So I'm going to try to rub it rather than use the adhesive thing too much. Because just rubbing it while it's still, you know, when it gets a little drier than it was to start with, really ends up looking better. Just rub around it and it will roll right off the page at a certain point. You just kind of have to go around and around to see. Make sure nothing's wet or sticky. It's really pretty easy. Yeah, it's looking much better now. Can't see anything except what I'm working on right here a little bit. So I probably will go into doing, I might have time to do one more fall book. We're just going to have to see. Because I made enough ephemera to last forever for this book, but I didn't make a lot of ephemera for a second book, so it might not have all homemade stuff. I have a lot of things that's made already I can use, but I literally worked for a week or two making ephemera for this one. It's going to be so cute, and I wanted everyone to love it. So, okay, there is that. Let's turn that back around and move that little thing over and make sure everything looks like it needs to, and it does. A little spot here and there, but pretty much it looks perfect. Okay. Okay. Nice. All right. Here we go to the next one. I'm just going page by page, and so you can see the book as I go. So this was a vellum pocket that I made out of old book pages, and most of this ephemera was in a video, so you guys should be able to see that. You put a pocket, you can put something in this pocket, or you can put it in the front here, either place. So I'm going to glue this down. And most stuff will end up not in the center like the one I just did. That one's in the center because of being in the front and inside the cover. But I like to put my pockets and stuff down to toward the corner so you get a better, you have plenty of room and all of that. Okay, now I have not even picked out a tag or anything for this. So we're going to pull it over here. I thought it looked good in this spot because of this. It kind of looked like it could even be vellum as well. And so on this little thing I'm putting on now, pocket, I guess that's what you call it. See, it kind of looks like the ephemera on this paper. So I thought that had to go there. And this has leaves inside on the background. Now, you will cover up some of it. There's no way not to. Let me see. Yeah. I have a little tag here, and I'm trying to decide if that's the one I wanted to put in there. We'll leave it there for now. Because I like the brown in it. It kind of settles down so much pop of color. And you can also put one here on the outside. We'll put some small ephemera in here. I do need to run some ink over that. And you can change that out or whatever. And if I decide not to use the pocket, then I will end up using some of the other ephemera. Doesn't have to be a tag in your pocket necessarily. So there's this. Let's see what else we've got over here. I don't see anything right this second that jumps out at me. Let's see what this is. It's just a little piece of it's like a ticket stub or something that goes with this digital set that I have in here. Now, this book also has, so there. I like the way that turned out. It looks really nice. And you can take things out. And I'll go back and add tag toppers when I do the little detail stuff. So we're going to move on to the next page. I'm going to do a belly band here with the sunflower paper. There's some pages that go with the idea book that are included in here. They're vintage style, I don't want to say magazines because it really isn't. It's more like I don't know. But anyway, most people know what they are. And I'm sure if you saw one, you would know. But they're usually pretty old, and they're not as easy to find as they used to be. At least that's what I have found. If I find them, I grab them. The idea books. The ideas. Okay, now I have not even thought about what I want to put in here. Probably something sunflowery. And I do have this really cute sunflower little folder here, which I think would be really cute with this green inside. So we'll do that. It will go in here. It should not give me any problems. Okay. Now, you'll see here where this one talks about Thanksgiving, which falls in the month of fall. It falls during autumn. It falls during autumn. That's a tongue twister. Autumn, fall. Yeah, you get me. Okay, so here is part of the ideas book. And it's just kind of, they do like, this is an autumn wonder poetry right here. And, you know, they're all different. Then I stitch leaves on the coffee stained paper. This is one of Gail Augustinelli's sheets or digitals. And here's more of the digital. Edith Holden. Some old journal pages. And right here is where I want to put this sunflower pocket. Now, I hope I got these all perfectly the size I needed them to be. Because, you know, you want your tags to fit in here after you make them, right? But this book, I believe, is 5 inches or 5 1/4 inches wide. So, you know, you have to pay attention to measurements when you make pockets and so forth. And I try real hard to do that. So I'm putting this right here at the bottom of this little page in the corner. And I'm just going to let it, you know, yeah, it wants to, it's so funny how pockets, when you make them, they want to seep through the stitches. The glue does. So what I'm going to do on this one is, I like to clip them. I like that security that they're staying. So that's what I'm going to do. I usually just clip the areas that look like they're wanting to stick up or whatever. I don't worry too much about it. Well, that's not true. I do worry about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But I try to get it as clean as I can. Now I'm going to add paper clip up this side. And then we're going to have a tag that I made and decoupaged with sunflowers, music sheets in the background you can see there. And this will go in here, and I'll put a tag topper on it as one of the final touches. So we just have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And now we have some mushroom side pockets that I want to put on here. Because, you know, you see mushrooms in the fall. And, yeah. And so we're going to put this right here because I think it looks good on this yellow. Now they're bumping up against each other. So I'm going to pull this sheet up. That seems to want to fit in there nicely. So I'm going to make sure this edge does, because it doesn't have a pocket on the right side. You know, I didn't measure how many pockets for this and how many pockets for that. So we're just going to see what happens. I just flipped through when I saw a place that looked like I thought it needed to look. Then I would put something on it. We're already 20 minutes in, and then here's the tag that I'm going to put in this. It's going to go right there. And here's some more stitching on the tea and coffee stain paper. I think it looks great up against this digital dictionary page. More of the digital graph page. Here's a leaf. I have not decorated these yet. I will go back and do those with fall journaling cards. And here we go. We got the red. We got yellow paper. Now this is a pouch that I make ever so often. And it's open in the middle. And it holds whatever you would like for it to hold. And I'm going to actually glue it right here to the edge of this page. And then this book that I made, with all kinds of goodness in it, is going to slip into it. And you wouldn't want to do more than that on this paper because it'd be too heavy. I wouldn't overload it, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay, you want to make sure you get the glue here where you know it's going to glue fine here. And then we're just going to glue it down. Of course, going down this zigzag, you know, you'll be able to feel some glue through that until it dries. It just cracks me up. I've been leaving some of the strings on ephemera. Sometimes I do that, and I just thought with it being a little more rustic and fall, that it'd be fun to do that. Now, I want to turn it the right direction, which is right here. I want to make sure that is the front. Gotta check every now and then and make sure you're in the right direction. And on this paper, I am just putting it on here. It's kind of centering it. You want this to go all the way to the edge of your paper so that your little book doesn't snag on anything when it comes time to put it in. We'll wait till this dries really well to actually put that in because, you know, it's got a lot of gluing that needs to happen. So, yeah. And so I'm going to put this little book right here, and this is where it will end up being put after the fact. So I think I'm going to go back and take some of these clips out. Let's see if this one is ready. I wasn't too sure about it. Now I still don't want to put anything in the pocket just yet. Yeah, it's laying down, so we can get rid of that bulkiness there. And I think we can take this one off too. Okay. All right. So then we go back to where we left off here with this little guy. He seems all clipped down really nicely. Decoupaged on here, I used my friend's Lauren's stamps, the journal and vintage stamps that she makes at Tailor Made Crafts. And then I put some ribbon here. So that worked out great. And then I made these little books that it's just a variety of scraps and papers that are in the book themselves. And you just slide it in here when it's all said and done, and there we've got it. But right now I want it to dry really good. I don't want anything to pop up the sides. Okay, so here we go. This is the center of signature 1. So on this page, we're going to do this side tuck to put anything you want in it. I'm going to add one journaling card, but pretty much You could put anything in it. Now I know this is one of those that you put glue right along the edge on the bottom just to hold it down. It kind of has a little bit of a slant. And it's a little bit crooked because I'm a little bit crooked. Okay, so I'm going to put that on this side so you can see the mushrooms. You know, you see a lot of mushrooms in autumn time. And so that's kind of what I'm putting, a little bit of autumn things in here in this particular journal. Okay, so we want to make sure all that's down real nicely on the sides. And then along this back, you definitely want to make sure that it puts this little line of glue, pinches it down really nicely, and nothing's leaking out. But even though it's not leaking out, I'm still going to pinch these front corners with some little clips. Yeah, and see, then whenever it's done, you can just slip this in. It's not dry right now, so I'm not getting too in a hurry on that. Okay, now here's the other part of that bag, and we'll work with that as well in the finishing touches. I don't know if you guys will be involved in that because that's when I put on the finishing touches. Look how pretty this digital and these coffee stain papers with leaves. I just love that. It looks really great. Okay, so here's the glassine bag that I decoupaged on. I had quite a few different napkins this year, and so I decoupaged on it with this napkin, and then I did a leaf on music sheet that we'll put in here. But first, let's get this glued in. Get it to cooperate. Got a little heavy right there, so see what I can do over here to thin that out. Sometimes my hand just moves over there. It must be magic. It must be something with my hands going ways they're not supposed to go. Okay, now I'll probably have to clean up some glue after that. This particular one, I'm going to put in the center, or pretty close. I'm going to line it up here because I like the way that looks better than putting it down in the corner. Come on, come on, come on. I hope you guys have had a good day today. I've had a very busy day, and so I'm pretty exhausted from it. Okay. trying to get that off of there, and it's wanting to try to tear up my bag, and I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to start rolling it with my finger instead. That's better. It was sad today. My grandkids, my son and his wife and kids were going to come today, but the children, all three of them, have had a sore throat and a runny nose and stuffed up. And it's kind of weird because it started with one several days ago, and then the next day another one was sick. And the next day, the last one, the younger one, was sick. And we were just like, you know, it's obviously contagious, whatever. So, made me sad that they couldn't come because of that. My kids are protective of their mom and dad, and we appreciate that. Especially me, because I would be one of those, you know. It's not in great health, but that's okay. They're going on vacation, and then they'll get to come up after that here pretty quick. So I still miss getting to see them as much as I can. I'm going to try to, they're all going to try to come up here, and we're going to do family photos. I'm going to try to find a photographer that can, there, look at that. How cute, right? I'm going to leave that out for right now so it can all glue down nicely. And I'm having a hard time getting rid of this journal. It's so pretty. I love everything about it. So I just stenciled some leaves on this envelope and put a couple, let me get my fingers working here, of the journaling cards that come with this digital. I just thought they were so pretty. And so they're going to go here in the back. And I just made it look kind of rough. And then I'm going to hang it right here over this page. And I'll put some kind of something above it. But that's where it's going to go. And I don't know. I may put something on the front too. But that's kind of a last minute thing to do. Edith Holden's little bird. Okay. Keep going. This is Gail's paper. Here's another idea book. It's the second half of the first one I showed you. Now we're going to get to another pocket. This is a pumpkin napkin that I decoupaged on here, and I love how it turned out. It really looks pretty. See if I can keep it on the pocket instead of everywhere else as far as the glue goes. I like to have, I mean, there are times that I would love, you know, I love having you guys make ephemera with me. It's just, you know, I want to try to make as many as people want. There'll be a couple Christmas ones going in this week. And then we'll start on new Christmas ones. And that will come after the fall books. So, now I'm going to put this down in this corner right here. So we can have it glue nicely. I think I will clip this one in. Okay, I think I'll clip this one Just because it's, you know, when you have something that's stiffer, like anything decoupaged, you want to make sure you got a good grip on it. And that's what I am attempting to do. And this will have a leaf, a decoupage leaf tag. Okay, here we go. Let's continue. We're going into the second signature. Now, this is a Tim Holtz, like a big coin pocket or a policy holder or one of those. And it has this fun tag inside that I made to fit in here. Okay, and I'm going to put it right in here. But I think I'm going to come back to it because of all these clips. It'd be hard to get it to lay down like we want if we have too many clips involved. Okay, so let's go this way, and we'll come back to that, which is going to go right here. Okay, then we're going to move over. Here's another idea book about Thanksgiving. Treasures at Thanksgiving. Now, here is another coffee stained paper with leaves stitched on it. This is one of Gail's. Echo or Eco dyed. This is Mrs. Coggs. Now, here we're going to have another paper. Another pocket. I'll get it out in a minute. Let me get it off my lips here. I gotta wipe the top of my glue off. It's getting a little stinky. Getting hard to cooperate with me. Now, if this bingo card or this game card doesn't work, if it's too big, we'll just I'll make another tag. I think I have more made ones in something over here. We'll find a tag. We'll get one made or whatever we need to do. And we're going to put this right here, down around the corner. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to clip this on. There's that. And then we'll get one more clip here. Big paper clip. Some might call it a giant paper clip. And then this will go in as a tag. Okay, traveling along here. We're getting close. I don't want us to run out of time, but we might. If we run out of time, you'll see the little bit you missed. With some additional stuff, I'm sure. Here's a owl bag. You see half of him there, and the other half will show up in a minute. And we'll do him as, with journaling cards as well. We have a little bit of time left. That's good. This is a vintage card from Florida. It's called Flame Vine. So it's supposed to represent fire, I guess, or that's what it is. And it's old, and it actually is from 1957. And it is going to be included in this journal, which I thought was really nice with the orange, and you know, it just looked good to me. So we're going to do another side tuck. So you have plenty of places to keep all your goodies. Not just what I put in there, but things you might want to put in. And yeah. Get down here so I can keep it on the page. Go straight across the bottom, as straight as I can. Yeah, there we go. Now we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's going to line up on the side of the page here, just like the other one did. And stick it down. If I can get it to go down like it's supposed to. There it goes. Now I got to pull it up so it's not sticking to a lot of other pages, which, you know, they always try to. We've gone over a couple pages here, it looks like. It's because that I can't get that straight, that glue on the edge. Can't seem to get it straight today. And so we will clip down anything that's necessary. I'm going to clip on the ends of these. We want them to stay on. Let me get these further back clips. I don't like to have to dig out a whole bunch of these, because then I just have to pick them up, right? Okay, there's that part. I guess I got that just a tiny bit crooked, but it's not noticeable. That's why I keep getting a little bit of glue. Let me see if I can get that rubbed off. If I can find my little, there it is. Kind of seeped out the edge there, and went a little bit on the other side, but it's coming right off. It usually does. Yep. Perfect. Just in case. Okay. And again, this is going to have this vintage card inside. Whoops. Flipping them across the room here. Okay, this is a cute little envelope, like a money envelope that you used to get in the bank and they'd put your money in. That's what this is, and I decoupaged it, and then I decoupaged a tag to go inside. I'm going to kind of put it at the edge on this side in the center, because you can open it and then put stuff inside, pull stuff out. And I might leave a little bit of the back open so you can put some things in there as well. But right now I'm just going to glue this part down. Let's see. I'll have to see if I can do that now that I think about it, because This part's going to be open. I really can't leave the... No, I won't be able to leave both sides open. It won't be enough to hold it down. Sorry, guys. I would love to if I could, but this needs to be on the edge. I'm trying to smooth this big part of glue that just kind of rolled out. It kind of takes over sometimes. Do you believe that? I know. It's hard to believe that. Okay, now we're going to go right here in the center of this page. And we want to make it be right at the edge so that when you open up the little cash envelope, that you can get what's inside out without any issues. And I want to make sure by looking over here that it's just like it needs to be. Yes, it's not hanging over at all, so that's perfect. And then if you open this, see, you can put all your goodies inside. And I don't get my hands on these very often. I think you can buy them at Denise's place, at Tattered Dream. I think I bought some there before, and this may just be one I had left over. I haven't bought anything anywhere in so long because I always feel like I got to stock up so much. But those are staying clipped down nicely, and yeah, that one's ready to go. Tea stain paper, and this is going to be another side tuck, and so we're going to put this down. Let me wipe this off. It's ridiculous. Big old blob of glue, it just goes crazy. Okay, right here. All right, see what we can get going on this one. And it's going to go on this side too because I want it on the yellow side. It's a nice side tuck. Whoops. Okay, let me go back here and take some more of these clips out. I think that's the last place that I had them. Okay. We'll take out some of these on the sunflowers. Okay. We'll just clip the ends. It shouldn't take long for these to take it shouldn't take long for these to get these glued down or to stay glued down. Yeah. And then this will go into here. So we're moving along, getting closer to the back. I think we're getting real close to getting everything. Not everything. It looks like we have another pocket right here and something in the back. And then we'll have everything glued down. All the pockets and stuff like that will be taken care of. Okay, get over there. I swear, Paula. Way too much glue on that side and this side, so I'm going to try to thin it out. I am the glue crazy lady. I was at my retreat this weekend, and a lady said to me, "Why are you using so much glue?" I was putting an album together. I said, well, it depends on which part of the album you're working on, but in an album, you have to make sure nothing moves or goes. But it was funny because, you know, I've had some of you guys say, you're using too much glue. I don't like things to fall apart. And I'm willing to pay the little bit extra for extra amounts of glue to keep anyone for not having, you know, I don't want anybody's book or album or whatever to fall apart. Okay, I bet we're almost out of time. I need to look and make sure because it's getting dark. Okay, we have 5 minutes. So I'm just going to lay that there for right now, and I'll come back and clip it. Just want to show you what we're doing next is we're gluing down this pocket here in the back, made out of book pages, old book pages, and then we'll fill it full of all kinds of goodness. And that will be the last thing that we put in on this video. So I'm going to finish what I was working on here, but just wanted to let you know in case you know, we still have to find a place for my altered playing cards. We don't want anything to be left out. I'll go through everything and make sure. And then I'm going to put, I think I'm going to put some ruffle inside. And I'm going to clip this down. There we go. And let's get these clipped down. There's a right way and a wrong way to put these on. And I like to put the flat side down on top. Now where did my little tag go? Oh, here it is. I'm like, what? Where did my tag go? There's that. And I'm going to take these clips off here. I think that's down pretty good. And let's see what else do I have clipped. Take these clips off here. Okay. All right. Then we will have those dry, everything dry, and then we can put pockets, the pockets where they need to be. And this is the last thing. I am going to leave the top open if someone wants to put something in there, which means I really have to get the glue on here just like I want. I don't want the edges flipping up. And, you know, the stuff that you put in here in the back, you know, you don't do it as tight as the area. So you have to put stuff a little bit smaller, because by the time you add the glue on there enough to hold everything down, so get this on here as nicely as possible. I know it's going to be a mess when I put it down. It's like, okay, do you want to put it down or not put it down? Don't tempt me. These are fun to make. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to bring it down pretty close because you want to be able to have a tag stick out on the top. And that's kind of hard to do when you don't give it some space at the top. So, plus it looks like we're going to have to clip them to get it to hold down. So, we'll just put several clips on here. Nothing's flooding out, so that's a good sign. I'm sure, at least it's not flooding out where I can see it. There may be a few places. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. And come back. Next time on this book that you see, this book will be for a flip through. This book is, you know, it was practically made except for the decorating and decorating the front of the cover, which is going to be really cool. And there'll be other things that I add to this book as well, or this journal. Why do we want to call them books? Well, yes, they do look like books, but it's hard. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see if this clip will fit over the back part of this journal. It may not. It's pretty thick. No, it's not. So we'll get some more clips out. Put them along the bottom and put something to weigh it down. And yeah, that will work. Clean up any glue that might enter the area. So, all right, guys. Well, I enjoyed doing this with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it as much. So, I will see you in the next video where we will do a flip through of this book. And then I'll decide at that point whether I'm going to do another fall book or if I'm going to move on to Christmas. I think I'm going to do one more fall or book and then go on to Christmas. So, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.